This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Rick Astley. Boy, he's showing up in a lot of places. He was, spoiler alert, but he was in a recent episode of Ted Lasso.
So I might as well not watch this show.
Show ruined.
Yeah. Sorry about that, buddy.
I'm canceling my streaming service that carries Ted Lasso.
Yeah, which you don't have. But hey.
Is it on Hulu?
Nope. No, Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, I don't have that one either.
Yeah, you don't have. Don't worry, you're fine. You're good. So Rick Astley was doing a concert in London and did a cover of the Foo Fighters' Everlong.
Dude, it's crazy because he's got a bromance with Dave Grohl. You know, like Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters have done Never Gonna Give You Up. They've brought him up on stage, and now he's done some like home acoustic recordings, or not recordings, but performances online where he did do Foo Fighters' Everlong. So it's cool that he's now doing it with a band.
How fun is that? Because he's playing the guitars.
And BJ, this is crazy because I thought it was a concert at a big venue. It's in a little pub. Like, he's just performing at a brewery. Imagine awesome. Being at that bar, and all of a sudden, you look in the corner like, oh, what's the music going to be? I'm having a fun conversation, and you look over there, and it's like, that's freaking Rick Astley.
I'm getting rickrolled in my own bar.
Right. And I'm okay with this.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. Someone did record this. We're happy that they did, and here's what it sounded like.
I'm okay if Rick Astley just becomes a Foo Fighters cover band.
That was cool.
Again, like you said, if you were just at your favorite pub, your bar, and all of a sudden that rolled up, and then you was like, oh, it's Rick that's rolled up.
Best night ever.
But he still sounds the same to me, so I kept expecting him to stop partway through and then just go into a Rick roll.
Totally. You hear his voice, all of a sudden you're waiting for I give you up.
Exactly.
I don't know why he sounds like Patrick Mahomes, but
or Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Either or.
Wow, that is.
And also, dude, props to that.
Great.
That drummer crushed it. He sounded great.
Yeah,
as a drummer nerd, that was pretty cool. Dude. That's a crazy song, and it's cool to hear him play that.
How about I feel like this isn't the end. I feel like somehow how Dave Grohl is. He's going to get wind of this.
He'll probably send that Nandy girl to play drums with him. It's just going to be this weird, crazy friendship of Nandy, Rick Astley, and Dave Grohl.
Yeah, because she's over in England, isn't she, Nandy?
I think
yes.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, and so is Rick.
That's the new supergroup.
Yes,
okay.
Dave Grohl on bass, Rick Astley guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
And Nandy on drums.
Man, you know what? You've created another happy moment in a world that needs happy moments.
I want to go to this brewery.
It looks pretty cool.
They're all wearing the shirts in it, too. If you notice that the back of their shirts says the brew pub, and I'm like, I want one of those shirts, and I want to go drink there.
Oh, the band? I wonder if it's just like the house band, and he was there and was just like, let me jump up on stage.
Oh,
or was that
maybe.
because he's got backing vocalists? Like, it just seems like they look like a bar house band.
Yeah.
They get that vibe.
Dude, there's a couple of bars here that are doing that. You bring your own guitar, and they have like a house band, and you just plug in, and you can cover any song at like different between
Like a rock-a-roke, but like it's with guitars, not vocals.
Best of Hands has been doing it over in West Seattle. I kind of want to go now and see who shows up.
Invite Rick Astley.
Exactly.
Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, and it could just be because I watched a lot of British television, and therefore I only get my culture from them. But it seems like their pubs, are a lot more like fun or acceptable than the bars we have over here. They seem to be in neighborhoods. You can walk to them, so you don't even need your vehicle because there's so many pubs near your home. It just seems to be a more fun, acceptable atmosphere than, I don't know, bars over here in this country. And maybe because we don't have as many bars in neighborhoods as they do. It just seems like a cooler vibe.
Yeah, I have no idea. It does look like an awesome vibe, but I think that's like that here too. You're just not living in neighborhoods that have a bunch of bars near you.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Does feel,
Dan lives in West Seattle. He probably could walk outside of his house and there's like a bunch of bars that you could just walk to.
Across the street.
Across the street. So, it just depends on where you live. I don't think that's just a UK thing. I think that's just, it just depends on what neighborhood you choose to live in.
It may be there are more neighborhood pubs in the UK, if you will, then, because, a lot of Americans, in neighborhoods don't necessarily want a bar near them. And I don't think the UK, at least, from what I can tell from my friends I've talked to, they don't have as much of a problem having a neighborhood pub.
I'm trying to get a neighborhood pub built in our development, but the housing development people, they don't want to do that.
The HOA doesn't like that?
I pitched. I was like, hey, since you said no to the fake grass on my front lawn, can I have a bar built across the street from my house? And they're like, no, we want to sell homes. We don't want to have a bar there.
Make it a coffee shop, and then once you get the coffee shop established, because everyone loves coffee, then you get some beer and a wine, and then the hard liquor.
The after hours.
Yes.
See, that's the thing, Vicky. You've actually made an interesting point. We have got coffee shops everywhere. I can walk to a coffee shop, no problem, but that just jacks me up. It makes me more irritating.
I just also love the backdrop of I don't even know Dan, you probably know what the hell they're called. At a brewery, those giant tin looking vats where all the beer is made.
Yeah. I don't know the exact term for them.
Giant tin vat things.
You get the point.
Where they brew, yes.
Yeah, like those big ass silver things in the background when a band's, because we wrestle at Scuttlebutt Brewing in Everett, which is an awesome spot. I love that place. Right, great food, awesome beer. But every once in a while, they put on, with the Flex Network, they put on wrestling shows. And it's nothing cooler than when I get pictures back and I'm in the middle of being body slammed, and behind me are those giant tin things. It's such a cool look.
Fermenter. That's what I'm doing. That's
Fermenter.
Yeah.
I like giant tin thing better.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Giant tin thing, I think, is the official name.
So I started doing a little bit more research on this brew pub in London, and Rick Astley goes and hangs out a lot. He's
That's
been
his
there
spot?
a lot. But they said something about, turns out that our boss man, Rick Astley, is a jack of all trades. So I'm wondering if he owns it.
I bet he does.
So
how cool is that?
It doesn't say anything anywhere on the site that he owns it, but this is based off an Instagram post that they did a little bit ago. So I'm wondering if he's just kind of a quiet owner.
Wow. How about that's your neighborhood pub that Rick Astley at least goes there a lot and maybe even owns it?
And how about if you didn't know that and you're like, man, what the hell happened to the Rickroll guy? He's at this bar all the time. He just seems like he's hit rock bottom. He's always here. And then you find out, he owns the place. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. He owns it, and he actually opened up a second place with these people. Or he owns the second one, and he's worked with these guys. Either or, it's kind of close with that, but he's in a working relationship with this pub.
Look at this.
That's so great. It's like business is kind of moving slow. You know what? I'll perform here.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Pack out the place.
or I'll perform here, and it doesn't matter whether they want me to or not.
That's a good point. Yeah. Rick, we don't want to hear your Rickroll song again.
All right, I'll learn a new song. How about those Foo Fighter kids? You want me to play one of their songs? I'll do that.
Yeah, we'll let you play if you do a Foo Fighter song.
Dude, we're gonna see Dave Grohl show up there. I guarantee it. Like in the next year, it's gonna be like Dave Grohl.
Next year, I feel like in the next week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dave's quick.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know if Nandy's allowed in there or not, but yeah, I mean, there's no way she's got to be part of it since she lives in that country. Now, granted, it's a big country, so maybe Nandy lives way the hell away from there, but still, they got to figure it out.
If she's there to perform, I mean, I'm imagining it's about the same kind of rules with bars around here. If you're there to perform, you could go in when you perform, and then you have to get the F out as soon as you're done playing.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. You know what? Besides, I'm sure she probably has to go to bed earlier, has homework anyway, so it probably works.
Yeah, she probably doesn't want to post up at the bar and do shots with all the locals.
Yeah, you know what?
I could be wrong, but I don't get that vibe from this girl.
You got to wait until she's in her double digits in England before she does that. You know,
Right.
Come on. Hey, did a pro football player just compare playing football to taking a deuce? Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Miggs report for you at 6:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Miggs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical for giving us the Miggs Report. And today is a day that we celebrate every day here on The Rock. It's National Coffee Day.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. That's the day.
It's the drink that keeps us alive.
For sure.
Hey, and to celebrate, there's always ways to get some free coffee or some good deals, and I have a couple of them for you.
Okay.
Starbucks giving out free coffee to anyone who shows up with a clean, reusable cup. So I can't use my nasty-ass dirty cup. That's great.
Just wash. Is that just today they're doing that?
Yeah.
Oh,
free
nice.
coffee if you show up with a clean, reusable cup. Yeah, why would they do it any other day? It's National Coffee Day.
I just want to be sure because I mean, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to miss out on stuff. If who knows? But today's the day. I got a Starbucks. I got a Starbucks, but I do have a Starbucks clean, reusable cup. So I'm ready to rock.
Show up there.
I'm doing it.
All right. How about 7-Eleven? Free coffee with any purchase. Krispy Kreme. If you're one of their reward members, you can get a free coffee and a free donut today.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Panera, if you're a parent or a caregiver, unlimited free coffee today. You just have to let them know and they won't charge you.
What about a pet dad?
You know what? They didn't say specifically, so as long as you don't say it, I'm sure if you just say, hey, I'm a parent.
I'm a cat dad.
Yeah, well, you're a caregiver to the cat.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say you're not you're giving care to those cats, so either way, I feel like you should be able to get it.
I got to imagine they didn't tell their employees to really grill people about these things. Like, you better make sure he's really a parent. Get proof.
And if I'm an employee, is that the hill I want to die on? Sure, here you go.
I bet there'll be one employee that will.
Yeah.
Janet, did you give another free coffee? That guy's clearly not a parent.
Yeah. I know. I hope there's
He's
nobody
12.
really. Yeah. Like, lighten up, Francis. Give the guy his coffee. If he's going to come in and make the trip, come on.
And our friends up north, Tim Hortons, 99-cent coffee in any size if you order through their app. I saw a billboard for Tim Hortons. I think it was like in Lakewood. I'm like, is there a Tim Hortons somewhere? And I looked online and I didn't see anything.
Yeah, why would they have a billboard in Lakewood?
To tell us to go to Canada, I guess, or maybe like you could buy their coffee in the stores.
Oh, that could be.
When I was watching the Kraken last night play, I saw the Tim Hortons on the side, and I was like, it just makes me want some Timbits.
Timbits. That's a really, I mean, the coffee's fine. It's all about the Timbits.
Yeah,
and their breakfast food's really good.
Yeah, they are.
Come on, Timmy. Come on, Timmy. Come on.
I mean, really. Well, I mean, they do have them in upstate New York.
Oh, a bunch on the East Coast, none on the West Coast.
So, I mean, if they have them in BC, I don't know why it is. Unless, you know what, I don't know. I don't know why Tim wouldn't come down and give it a shot unless we are an anti-donut place or Starbucks is too much competition.
Unless there's like some like secret like mafia type crap going on with like Starbucks. Like, you know, they're like, hey, you better not come down here or we're going to break your kneecaps.
Yeah,
So,
that is, I mean, I
don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know.
Waiting for that Netflix documentary to drop.
That'd be a great documentary.
All right. That's yesterday we talked about the Eagles game with Monday Night Football and the game where they ended up losing by 20 points to the Dallas Cowboys. I think it was like 41-21. People were talking about just how bad the Eagles looked. Man, I got to give props to their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He did a press conference after the game, and it's now making waves on the national level because of the stuff that he said. He actually played a pretty good game. He had 326 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but still, they lost by 20 points. And as a leader, he's taking full responsibility for it. And during his post-game press conference, man, he gave the greatest analogy of all time.
I take responsibility for how this game went tonight. And I'm going to learn from it. We're going to be a better team from it. I believe that. I truly believe that. You know, you take you a deuce. You don't sit there and look at it. You flush it and move on. We're going to flush it and move on.
He's right. He's right. I mean, man, you drop a deuce, you just go, you know what? Flush and move. Let's go, baby.
You know, I always live by Pearl Jam's present tense. You know, you can't beat yourself up over past regrets, and makes sense to live in the present tense. I feel like Pearl Jam's, they got to step up their game. I think Jalen Hurts has now got the words to live by.
You take you a deuce. You don't sit there and look at it. You flush it and move on.
All right, so
you don't flush it and move on.
What you're saying is then when we have this great meetup between the Foo Fighters and Rick Astley and Nandy, we need this song about, taking a deuce and moving on. They all collaborate to make that song. Okay.
You take a deuce. You don't just sit there and look at it. You flush it and move on.
Oh, yeah. This is
like a rock.
Whoa. Bob Seger's part of this now. All right.
It's a tough bowel movement, man. Okay. That's what it felt like.
Okay, then.
I don't know why it became a Bob Seger song.
Why not?
That's all I could do.
Yeah.
Take a deuce. You don't just sit there and look at it.
Take a deuce. Flush it. Move on. Take a deuce.
I mean, it is great life advice.
Yeah. It really is.
Did he come up with it, or is that like maybe his high school football coach said? Look, Jalen, it's just like taking a poop.
Yeah. I think we need to follow up. We have to find out who his mentor is. That's what we got to find out.
Well, it's definitely not his teammate, who also has the name Jalen, but it's a wide receiver for the Eagles, Jalen Rager, who apparently likes to get into arguments with fans on social media.
Oh, really?
So this story is it's hilarious. So, they had that game. Somebody slid into his DMs on Instagram, like a fan, and it was just like, hey, if you get 13 plus fantasy points, I'll buy you a Big Mac. Well, Jalen didn't respond to that, but also did not get 13 or more fantasy points. He didn't do all that great during the game. He had like 5 catches, 53 yards. So that fan went back into the DMs after the game and then said, you suck, man. Wow. And that pissed off Jalen.
Yeah.
So Jalen then responds with, F you, drop your address.
Okay.
Yeah, doing all that talking, you blanking fans talk too damn much. I'll knock your soft ass out.
Oh, there we go.
Damn.
There we go.
The fan replied. He goes, man, relax. You're not going to get a Big Mac talking to me like that.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And then Jalen responded with, yeah, now it's relaxed, bitch. I'll beat you the F up. Drop your addy soft ass. I'll end all that bitch ass talking quick.
Okay.
To which the fan then said, aren't you like 5'10"? You better relax or I'm telling your coach.
Oh. Wow. Okay, then.
Come on, Jalen. Just treat it like a poop. You don't look at it, you flush it, and you move on.
Got to have a thick skin if you're going to be in the public eye. Just the bottom line.
Well, in all fairness, he was doing that on direct messages. He didn't think this guy would screen capture it and put it up on social media for everybody to see.
So he's somehow in his DMs and he's like, okay, I'll let you follow me. Wow, he'd be like out in a second.
Well, you could send somebody a DM on Instagram and not be following them. It goes into that other folder.
Oh, it's Instagram. Okay, yes. Okay, well I thought it was Twitter. Okay, that's what sucks about Facebook and Instagram is you can message anybody you want.
Yesterday, Richard Sherman made an announcement saying, "Look, guys, I'm going to be releasing any news about me, and it's going to happen on my podcast." And he came through. So he now has a podcast called the Richard Sherman Podcast. And what brilliant way to kick it off and get people talking about it and to listen to it by making the announcement on which team he's signing with. And he did that on his brand new podcast yesterday. He is signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So he's actually doing that. Wow.
Yes. Him and Tom Brady.
Wow. So he's got a podcast now. All right. Well, how exciting that's going to be. I know. It really is like, okay, Richard.
Well, I mean, of all people to have a podcast, I'd actually listen to Richard's.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game.
As long as he's like that. As long as it's that kind of energy where his co-host says something and he's like,
don't you open your mouth about the best.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to run out of material, though. That's the thing. I mean, though, I guess during football season, but if he, it's interesting. Like, how much is he going to say that the NFL is not going to be like, yeah, you need to shut up?
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you know what? Let me know how that podcast goes.
I'm not listening to it. I just.
Oh yeah.
I got a wrestling podcast to listen to.
I forgot about that.
Come on, man. But man, yes. I don't know how else to say it. Mm-hmm. The Mariners. Are we believing yet, boys?
Oh yeah, the Mariners, man. I mean, everything is going right for them, and they are winning. So
yes, damn right they're winning. They won yesterday 4-2, beating the Oakland A's. They're a half game out of the wild card spot.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part about the season when Steve has all of this hope.
Yeah,
this is the ultimate hope. Come on, Rev.
Mm-hmm. I know. What was going on,
Baltimore
Rev?
beat Boston. The Yankees and their rally turtle beat Toronto. I don't know if you guys know that, but they have a turtle that is like their good luck turtle.
Another turtle?
That's amazing.
I like turtles.
The turtle's name is Bronxy. One of the players bought it. They all take care of it, and they've been undefeated since.
It's a class pet.
Yeah, they've won. The Yankees won 7 in a row.
Yes, they've won 6 in a row with the turtle.
Well, it looks like the turtle's making it happen.
The rally turtle, Bronxy.
Got to send them a shirt.
Yeah, I guess one of their players. He's like the main owner of it, but they're all chipping in and visitation.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Listen, it
has the tank in the clubhouse. Like, it's full on. Ridiculous, but
that's awesome.
Who cares about the damn Yankees? But although they're helping us, they'll continue to do that, please. Man, oh man, it's a good time.
Yeah, now you're hoping for the Yankees to sweep the Blue Jays.
Yes.
That would be the best thing that ever happened. And
Baltimore, please keep kicking the ass of the Red Sox.
Well, and here's the thing: their best pitcher, they beat Boston's best pitcher. So at this point, I feel like, everything is moving in the Mariners' direction. The Red Sox just don't seem to know how to win baseball games against anybody. They're in a 4-game losing streak. That's why I'm a little sad about this. It's like, I've been following the team all year, and they're just horrible. Mm-hmm. They really, really are. I feel like the Mariners are a team of destiny. It'll be exciting if the Mariners get in the wild card.
If they
That'll
get
be
in,
awesome.
I mean, all sports is always, everything you always talk about is momentum. Doesn't matter anything else. Momentum. I mean, you can't come with better momentum than coming from a place where nobody believed, and all of a sudden, here we are, a half game out.
Yeah. And the Mariners have good. They have decent pitching. I mean, at that point, who knows what can happen? They looked good
yesterday, man.
Yeah, pitching is what's important in the playoffs, and the Mariners got a decent pitching staff.
What did not look good yesterday was our Seattle Kraken. It's been a couple of years, and sadly, they finally have lost a game.
Oh man. Well, that happened.
Since this day, they became a team. They have yet to lose. Yesterday finally happened. And they lost in epic fashion. They lost 6-0 to Edmonton. Connor McDavid just showed you, if you're new to hockey, why he's considered one of the best hockey players in the league. He was just on fire. But it's preseason. Like we say, you can't get too excited about the wins and the losses. It's fun to watch. This was definitely a different team on the ice than the first game. They had a lot of their younger players, guys that probably are just really competing for a spot. They didn't even play their main starting goalie, Grubauer, although their backup, Decord, looked pretty good out there, just doing what he did in the last 10 minutes of the game. Some soft goals given up. It just wasn't a great game, but that's okay. They're just testing out the young players, and they tested them out against a team that was playing pretty much all their starters. And kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to go well, and it didn't. But tonight, I'm sure they're going to have different players out there again, just trying to figure everything out. And that'll be a game against Calgary. You can watch it at 6 p.m. on Kong. Still a blast to watch. And I love the social media team for the Kraken. They kept posting the scores, but they'd say, but look at our jerseys every time they posted the score.
That's awesome.
Just trying to have and dude, those white jerseys looked awesome out there on the ice.
Nice.
I don't know if you watched any of the game, BJ.
I did not see the white jerseys. I totally forgot they were on last night, so I'm going to have to go see if I can see some footage.
Well, if you just go to the NHL's Twitter page, you'll be able to check out what they shared what the jerseys looked like, but they used a very bad caption. They didn't mean it. It just came off weird.
Oh, what did they say?
Well, they retweeted the Kraken's tweet, and then they just said, those whites are looking fresh. And people are just having a field day.
Oh, yeah. I can understand
if
why.
You read, everyone's just having fun with it. Nobody's angry. No one's canceled the NHL for this tweet. It's just when you read it out of context, it seems kind of odd. But the quote tweets it's endless amounts of entertainment. People are just having a field day with that. And they didn't take it down. And people are like, please don't take it down. The quote tweets are too great not to take it down.
Yeah, that's is that what they call the away jerseys a lot of times, Steve? I don't know. Is that like an NHL slang thing? They call them, hey, we're wearing our whites?
Yeah, I think that's I wouldn't say that's a thing, but I've heard it said before. Yes.
Oh yeah. See, that's
I've also heard the blues look good on them. They just throw the color out. Of course, they didn't mean it the way people are interpreting it.
Of course,
it's just funny though. It came out that way.
Yeah,
but the jerseys look sharp. Yeah. They look really good out there. That's about all we can talk about that look good on the
well, you know what? Give it time. Give it time, people.
Yeah, time's tonight, baby.
Oh yeah, where is it? Are we on the road in Calgary?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get to see the white jerseys again. Nice.
Yes. As far as weather, 57 degrees. It's going to rain today. Who cares? Go Mariners. That's the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
That is what's up. So yesterday, excited. Steve, he did take. He got this one right, but again, took too many guesses.
Which witch is flattened to buy a house in The Wizard of Oz?
The Wicked Witch of the West.
No.
The North Witch.
No.
The South Witch.
No.
East Witch.
Yep.
Yeah. Son of a witch.
That was a great line. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.